Gunmen suspected to be bandits have attacked Nahuche community in Bungudu local government area of Zamfara state, killing 7 locals and abducting several others. According to a community source, the terrorists invaded the village in the wee hours of Wednesday, when residents were already asleep, and started shooting sporadically. Although locals say 7 people were killed, others say the death toll is likely higher due to the nature of the attack. Meanwhile, the police command in the state is yet to issue a statement on the incident. Also, the defense headquarters says no fewer than 43 terrorists have been neutralized and 115 others arrested by troops in different operations in the last 1 week. The Director of Defense Media Operations, Major General Edward Buba, disclosed this in a statement on Friday in Abuja. Buba said the military remained focused in its campaign against insurgents and operations against other criminals across the country. According to him, troops are hunting terrorists in their hiding places and conducting targeted offenses to destroy them. Buba added that troops also apprehended 17 perpetrators of oil theft and rescued 39 kidnapped hostages in the south-south region. He said the troops denied theft of crude oil estimated at 159.6 million and recovered weapons and other items during the period. Buba also added that the troops destroyed 20 dugout pits, 29 boats, 31 storage tanks, 1 tricycle and 3 vehicles in the 1 week plus period. Also, a group of unidentified men have reportedly kidnapped Eze Samuel Agunwa Ohiri, the former chairman of the Imo State Council of Traditional Rulers. It was gathered that the monarch was taken by the hoodlums from his home in Orodon Bitoli local government area in Imo State on Saturday morning. The respected traditional ruler, who is the traditional ruler of the Orodo Autonomous Community in Imbitoli local government of Imo State, was reportedly carried to an undisclosed location by the gunmen, who are yet to contact his family. However, a community source who spoke on condition of anonymity said the 4-man gang heavily armed with a green-colored Toyota Highlander kidnapped the former Eze Imo while his cousin escaped. Confirming the abduction, Henry Okoye, the Imo Police Command spokesperson, said the command has commenced investigation into the incident. Also, 3 persons abducted along the Obiri-Kwere Port Harcourt Airport Road by suspected armed herdsmen have regained their freedom. The Rivers State Police Command confirmed their release in a statement by the Public Relations Officer, Grace Iringi Okoko. In the statement, the police PRO said the State Commissioner of Police, CP Olatunji Disu, had, during a meeting with the area commanders, DPOs and tactical team commanders in the area, instructed that adequate security measures be taken to ensure the release of the victims. According to Iringi Okoko, the pressure and massive deployment of police presence led to the release of the victims, who have already reunited with their family members on Friday. Gunmen had kidnapped about 8 persons around the Port Harcourt International Airport roundabout, Omagwa, on 2nd January 2024. Also, the owner of Madam Success Hotel and Bar, who doubles as a woman leader in the Angwandodo area of Gwagwalada, Success Wankwo, was on Friday arrested with 2 stolen children. The situation, which has led to the demolition of her 2 hotels in the community by aggrieved mobs, has left residents in shock. Isa Ismaila reports.
Situated in Angwandodo community, the hotel has allegedly been used as a camp for child trafficking. An eyewitness in the community, Usman Dodo, said for a long time the community has witnessed a series of child thefts. Dodo added that Success Nwako's cover was blown on Thursday when she was caught with 2 stolen children from the same community where she runs her business activities while she was en route to Zuba.
Of time, I've missed children in this community, almost 22 children within 1 month. So we have been praying to Almighty Allah, we should produce who is this to let it straight. So eventually, yesterday, we had an information that there's 2 child that lost yesterday evening. So in the process, this woman that I call Madam Success, that she's the one that carried the children by herself, not even agent. So she entered a car from here to Zuba. So there's one vigilante man inside the vehicle that comes from the east side. So in the process, those children that were crying, there were 4, but 2 that were crying. By observing the woman now, so the woman is an Igbo woman, then those children, they are Hausa children. So the security vigilante was thinking how far that this woman, she's an Igbo, and she carried this Hausa children almost at their crying. So he now make a communication to their office at the vigilante office. Nobody picked the call. So it was later they now returned the call. He now explained to them, and the vehicle, the driver didn't want to stop because they don't know what is going on. They now alerted that let him leave the vehicle to move. Anytime, wherever you reach, whether it's a checking point of police, let it raise alarm there.
The district head added that they've held several meetings with the suspect as one of the women leaders in the area on how to find lasting solutions to the menace.
We advise the community how to catch those people. We don't know that she will do all this activity. I wonder and say, now you say, why? She cannot say it. So from there, if I come back, my father, the Abuma of Gwagwalada, tell me to tell you the police admission of Zuba. They should advise this case to Gwagwalada division. Right now, that woman she did with the 2 child she's doing.
Abaku, while hoping that she would confess and name all her accomplices in the area, called for a thorough investigation into the matter.
I'm so happy what happened today in this community. God don't finish one of them today. And from now, so this woman, we are going to tell her, anybody where she will say, the hand inside this thing, let her fish the person to us. Even on my person, if she tell me, say, so person, chief, you don't about this thing, this community, I will now hand over to security agency to take care of the person.
Pete has since been moved to Gwagwalada Police Division from Zuba, where she was initially arrested for further investigation. Isa Ismaila, Trust TV News, Abuja.
And in Kano, an association known as Protection Against Abduction and Missing of Our Children, Patamuk, says over 300 children abducted by child trafficking syndicates since 2016 are still missing. Police in Kano had last week rescued 7 children and arrested 9 suspected members of a syndicate involved in child trafficking. Ibrahim Giginyu speaks to some parents of the abducted children. His report is here presented.
Last week, arrest has raised hopes among the parents that more abducted children in the hands of traffickers will be rescued. Areas like Wurubagga, Walalambi, Hai, Tishama and Hotoro North are examples of areas where cases of missing children are common. Over 40 children aged between 3 and below were reported missing within 3 months from these areas. Mansur Isa is the father of Yusuf Mansur, abducted in May 2016. Isa is the vice chairman of the association. We were meant to believe that these abductors are not abducting these innocent children for rituals, as we thought. We came to understand that our children are being traded like commodities, and that is why we said to ourselves that we will fight the trend and, if possible, put a stop to it and recover our children. Moreover, children keep missing within Kano and environs, and so we decided to form an association to fight a common problem. We have a comprehensive list of affected parents and developed an album of missing children. And from our record, we have over 300 from 2016 till date. Police Commissioner Muhammad Usainu Gumel paraded some of the suspects involved in child trafficking in the states.
In the area of tackling offenses around human trafficking, including the buying and selling of minors, the Police Command has conducted several intelligence-led operations through which is a long-time cycle of interstate trafficking syndicate hibernating around Kano, Bauchi, Gombe, Lagos, Delta, Anambra, and Imo states was identified and dismantled.
Parents of the abducted children have been subjected to psychological trauma, but remain hopeful that one day they will be reunited with their missing children.
And away from that, the end is yet to be seen in the alleged financial corruption scandal rocking the Federal Ministry of Humanitarian Affairs and Poverty Alleviation, as a document emerged that the minister, Betta Edu, allegedly disbursed 585,198,500 into a personal account of a project accountant, according to a viral document signed by Edu and directed to the Office of the Accountant General of the Federation. The minister instructed the disbursement of funds to one Oniyelu Bridget. The document also showed that the payment of the over 585 million grant meant for vulnerable groups in Akwa Ibom, Cross River, Ogun and Lagos states was made into Oniyelu's account. However, reacting to the development, the Special Assistant on Media and Publicity to the Minister, Rashid Olarewaju Zubair, said the payment for the vulnerable group followed due process. He stated that the payment of the grant to the account of an individual, Oniyelu Bridget, was because the fellow currently served as the project accountant of grants for vulnerable groups. And in a twist, the Accountant General of the Federation, Oluwatoyin Madeyin, has clarified that the Office of the Accountant General does not make payments on behalf of MDAs for projects and programs implemented by the ministries, departments and agencies. The AGF was reacting to media reports concerning a request from the Ministry of Humanitarian Affairs and Poverty Alleviation for payment of grants to vulnerable groups in some states of the Federation. In a statement in Abuja, the AGF explained that although her office received the said request from the ministry, it did not carry out the payment. According to her, the ministry was, however, advised on the appropriate steps to take in making such payments in line with the established payment procedure. The AGF noted that in such situations, payments are usually processed by the affected ministries as self-accounting entities, adding that no bulk payments is supposed to be made to an individual's account in the name of a project accountant. She added that such payments should be sent to the beneficiaries through their verified bank accounts. You're watching the news updates on Trust TV. Still to come. Kunchi residents welcome renaming of local government. Of course, this and more news after the break. Stay with us.
The Fulani ethnic group is a semi-nomadic group of mainly pastoralists found in West and Central Africa. In Nigeria, the Fulani are mostly found in the northern part of the country. Due to their nomadic lifestyle, they are hardly ever settled in one location as they move across borders in search of pasture.
The dam here is where the herders will usually stop by for some water for their cattle. But due to population growth and development, there are houses now built on this cattle route.
With clashes often turning violent, negative stereotypes about the Fulani ethnic group were reinforced.
Is there one category of people that we blame for Boko Haram? Do we blame Muslims?
The infamous narrative of killer herdsmen beclouds the full picture of the authentic identity of the Fulani people. This is a story of a people with rich culture, fascinating traditional beliefs, and immense economic potential.
And the story of the OAU can be told and retold. It cannot be denied that it made a contribution to the process of decolonization of the continent in many ways.
Ethiopia is where it is today in no small part because of the tireless efforts of the African Union and the wisdom of its deeply held belief in the principle of African solution to African problems.
The bulk of African countries were under colonial rule in 1945. So they did not take part in the negotiations that established the Bretton Woods institutions.
So Cameroonians are anxious, Cameroonians are impatient, Cameroonians are like, oh, many of the guys are not talking today. You can read it all over the social media.
Egypt has officially declined to accept fleeing Palestinians for fear that the more Palestinians we accept across the border into Egypt, the more trouble there may be for the country in the nearest and farthest future.
This is Trust TV, documenting the Nigerian story.
Welcome back. If you're just joining, you're watching the news update on Trust TV. Here's a recap of our major stories. Bandits unleash terror in Zamfara community, kill over 7, kidnap scores. Gunmen kidnap Imo monarch. And moving on to more stories now, the National Hajj Commission of Nigeria, NACON, has approved only 3 airlines for the airlift of intending pilgrims for the 2024 Hajj exercise. The approved airlines are Air Peace, Max Air and FlyNAS. A statement by the Commission's Assistant Director of Public Affairs, Fatima Sandau-Sara, on Friday said the government also approved Cargo Zeal Technologies Limited, NACO Avians and Kuala Investment Limited as the 3 air cargo companies that will air freight pilgrims' excess luggage. She stated that the approval reinforces the government's commitment to ensuring a seamless and secure pilgrimage experience for Nigerian intending pilgrims. The statement added that the federal government concurrently approved Air Peace to transport intending pilgrims from Abia, Akwa Ibom, Anambra, Bayelsa, Cross River, Delta, Ebonyi, Edo, Ekiti, Enugu, FCT, Imo, Kwara, Ondo, and River States. She stated that the allocation of pilgrims to the airlines was in line with the subsisting bilateral air service agreement between Nigeria and Saudi Arabia on airlift of pilgrims under government quota. She added that the Minister of Foreign Affairs, Yusuf Maitama Tuga, is set to lead a delegation from NACON to partake in the signing of a memorandum of understanding for the 2024 Hajj pilgrimage on 7th January 2024. And also the Nigerian Christian Pilgrim Commission, NCPC, has announced that the 2023-2024 main pilgrimage exercise to Rome and Greece will commence at the end of January. The NCPC also formally released the cost and breakdown of the pilgrimage package in a letter dated 28th December 2023 and addressed to the chairman and secretaries of all state Christians Pilgrim Welfare Boards. It noted in the letter signed by the Director of Operations, Abu Okpanachi, for the Executive Secretary of the NCPC, Reverend Yakubu Pam, the Commission explained that the cost of the 2023-2024 main pilgrimage exercise to Rome and Greece is 3 million naira only. It noted that the amount covers return flight, hotel accommodation, 3-course meal per day, and tours of holy sites in both Rome and Greece in executive luxurious buses for 6 nights and 7 days. The Commission stressed that the cost is exclusive of Pilgrims Traveling Allowance, PTA. It urged states that had previously paid for Israel and Jordan to make up the difference to enable them participate in the pilgrimage exercise to Rome and Greece. Also, residents of Gari, formerly known as Kunchi local government area of Kano State, are expressing deep appreciation to the committed individuals and authorities that saw to the realization of changing the name of their council. Salim Ibrahim, who visited the headquarters of the local government area, reports that the residents are expectant that the development will be an opener for success and triumph.
Both old and young are now living happily with the recent development that saw the change of name of Kunchi local government area to Gari. There was a high belief that the name Kunchi has negatively impacted the livelihoods of the populace in the area. This belief did not only stand with those outside the domain, but also by those residing in the area.
The name has honestly played a role in our lack of progress. Islamically, Kunchi is not a good name within you. Anywhere you call the name, you feel uncomfortable.
Kano State House of Assembly officially renamed Kunchi local government area as Gari local government area, following the fifth alteration of the Constitution of the Federal Republic of Nigeria, 1999, as amended, approved by the House of Representatives. The new name, Gari, translates to land in Hausa, reflecting the local terrain and culture. Kunchi, now Gari, lies in the southern region of Kano State, with a population exceeding 200,000 residents. The decision has elicited mixed reactions within the local community. Some residents embrace the change, considering Gari as more appropriate, representing their land. However, others raise concerns about the potential confusion and disruption caused by the shift, but the majority welcome the development.
This town has a long history, but eventually time has come for change of name to Gari because we have a lot of resources here.
Barely a week to the change of name, some shops and business places have already adopted the new name in their addresses, which can be seen written on the walls and signboards. However, some of them have since been using the new name even before the approval to show their level of dislike for the old name, Kunchi. Speaking of the genesis of the name, an elder and historian, Garba Isiaku Suleiman, Damburan of Kunchi, said, while there is no exact reason or point indicating the real history that led to the name Kunchi, many instances played out and were believed to be the genesis.
Everyone here, from imams, village and ward heads, and the ordinary people agreed that the name should be changed on belief that it will be a key prosperity for us.
Salim Umar Ibrahim, reporting for Trust TV.
And in business, the 650,000 barrels a day Dangote refinery in Lagos will receive the last lot of 1 million barrels of crude oil on Monday, setting the stage for the historic commencement of operation at the plant. According to the statement, the latest fifth consignment to be delivered to the Dangote Petroleum Refinery facility out of the 6 million barrels of crude being expected arrived at the single-point mooring SPMC2 Dangote Offshore Oil Terminal on Thursday and had already been discharged to the refinery's crude oil tanks. The Lagos Free Trade Zone housed Dangote Refinery had earlier received 4 million barrels of crude. The managing director of Dangote Port Operation, Aki Imole, had told journalists then at the Dangote Kwe Ibejuleki, Lagos, that the refinery would receive about 4 million crude oil shipments before the end of 2023 and the remaining 2 by the earliest of January 2024. Once the 6 million barrels are fully delivered, it will facilitate the initial run of the refinery as well as kickstart the production of diesel, aviation fuel and liquefied petroleum gas before subsequently progressing to the production of petrol. The plant is expected to play a pivotal role in alleviating the fuel supply challenges faced by Nigeria as well as the West African countries. And away from Nigeria, the Electoral Commission in Congo on Friday stated that it had cancelled all ballots cast for 82 election candidates in the Central African nation. 3 sitting government ministries are on the list, as well as 4 provincial governors, including the governor of the capital province, Kinshasa. The announcement comes after the December 2023 poll that was marred by bureaucratic chaos, leading to the rejection of its outcome by the Congolese political opposition. Disarray and massive delays pushed the Electoral Commission, CENI, to extend the vote held on December 20th by 1 day, with some observers claiming the voting continued in some remote areas until December 27. On Friday, CENI annulled the results of several prominent political figures due to fraud, acts of vandalism, voter intimidation and illegal possession of voting machines. The Electoral Commission has only released results from the presidential election so far, which the incumbent president, Felix Tshisekedi, won by a landslide 73% of the votes, according to provincial results, which the Constitutional Court is expected to confirm this month. And in sports, former unified world heavyweight champion Anthony Joshua is expected to face a former UFC champion, Francis Ngannou, in Saudi Arabia later this year. This follows the confirmation of the planned fight by promotional teams Matchroom and Queensberry on Friday night. No date has been announced for the match, but a press conference has been scheduled for January 15th to reveal more details, with reports suggesting that Joshua will face Ngannou on Friday, March 18 in Riyadh. Joshua was initially billed to fight Deontay Wilder, but the African former heavyweight champion points loss to Joseph Parker in December ended hopes of him squaring up with the Brit, who produced a ruthless fifth-round stoppage of Otto Wallin in December, sealing his third straight victory last year. And following that impressive victory over Wallin, Joshua declared that he is down to fight anyone. On his part, Ngannou impressively knocked down Tyson Fury in his first professional boxing bout last October, but Fury emerged with a controversial points victory in Riyadh. Ngannou was installed by the WBC in their top 10 of title contenders following his creditable defeat. And that wraps up the news update at this hour. Do well to follow us across all of our social platforms and catch our live stream on YouTube for more news, programs, and documentaries. I'm Sakir Ibrahim. Thanks for watching.